Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to show you some beaches and some other features maybe along Lake Ontario at just a few select points. And I'm going to start off with Bluffers Park Beach, which is in Toronto, and from there I'm going up to the end of Lake Ontario at the town of Kingston. So come along with me here and I'll show you what Lake Ontario looks like. So this is Bluffers Park Beach. Pretty good sized beach here. Got some shade right here under these trees if you want to stay away from the sun. And check this out. They've got a beach water quality hotline, if you want to call that number. Although I'm not sure why you would. And that is Lake Ontario. Got a lifeguard station there. In fact, we've got 3 of them along here. There's one. There's the other one. And some people like standing up on top of a big pile of rocks right here at the beach. Wow, look at all the birds. They're congregating just in this one area right there. We've got some really fine sand here. This is nice, just like the sand on an ocean beach. Few people just standing around. Not even many that are sitting or laying down. Sailboat way out there. You got some pretty good waves coming in here. Concerned about rip currents. That might be typical here on a real windy day. This is just really somewhat windy right now. Pretty good crowd here considering this is on a Thursday afternoon. Well, I'm going to take off now, see what else I can find. They've got this big restroom building, but then they have their shower right in the middle of a mud puddle. Whose idea was that? After washing off your feet, you're going to get it muddy, then you need to go someplace to try and wash off your feet. So now I'm going to show you Paradise Beach in the city of Ajax, which is just a little ways north of Toronto. And here they have a disabled access to the beach. Now, I'm afraid to say the beach sand here is not really good. It is mixed in with so much rock. And out here, right at the water line, it is just rock. So that is not good. So there are some people out in the water there. So for the locals, this is their beach. Even though the sand's not great, it's what they have. It goes pretty far down that ways. And I only see like 2 or 3, maybe 4 boats, and they're far into the distance here. Lake Ontario. Well, you can bring your dogs. The lake looks like it's pretty clean. And the beach, it's clean, but with all the rocks, there's more rock than sand. So I would not recommend this beach for visitors from other parts of Canada or the US. Now, one good thing is that just very close to the beach, they have a lot of shade here and grass and picnic table. Here's their sign, which is really seen its day in the sun. It is just totally wiped out. Well, this is another good recreation area here, right up from the beach. Picnic table with a permanent umbrella. Nice. And they have a nice long hiking, biking trail here. And what I wonder most is how they came up with the name Paradise Beach. And here they have a visitor checklist. A checklist of things not to bring. And here is the really bad news. You have to pay for parking, and you have to have a cell phone to do it. You scan that, and that takes you to where you pay for parking. Well, okay, goodbye Paradise Beach. I'm now in the city of Port Hope, and the beach is right next to where this river runs into Lake Ontario. So there is the beach right there. And there's a lot of people here. This is on a Saturday afternoon. Got some people out in the water there. So it doesn't look too shallow. And it's a pretty wide beach. Goes way off to the right here. Somebody had a tent set up there, you notice that? And then it gets into the rocks. Now this is the East Beach. There's also a West Beach, but the West Beach has a lot of rock along the banks of the lake. So this is a much better place, I think. The sand here looks pretty good. And they have this handicap access going out there. It's a really nice day to be at the beach. It's a little bit cool and a little bit warm, but it's not a hot day. So it's be a much more pleasant day be hanging out at the beach here. The sand just looks really good. Very fine sand for a lakeshore like this. And there's a bit of shade there under the trees. There's some playground equipment. They have a waterfront trail, but from this map, really hard to figure it out. Now this is the only picnic table I see. And there's not much in the way of other facilities here. But other than that, it's a really nice beach. I would definitely recommend spending some time here. Now, I did not go to the West Beach, but I saw pictures of it online, and it doesn't look good, but just from that is all I know. So I'm not swearing to you that the West Beach is not a good beach, but from what I can see, it's not going to be better than this for sure. They do have a restroom building there, and I think east and west is defined by the sides of the river here that goes out into the lake. The parking is free here, but on a day like this, it gets filled up. And by the way, just 1 block away, they do have a parking lot here for long vehicles, mostly for boats and trailers. And the nice thing about this is, even though it is paid parking, it's only $1 an hour, which is a bargain compared to the $8 an hour that they charge in and around Niagara Falls and the St. Catherine area. So I was fortunate to find this because the regular parking lot is for cars only. Well, now I'm going to show you Richardson Beach, which is in the town of Kingston. And it's at a city park here. Fairly good sized city park. There's a restroom building. And I'm kind of surprised they're even calling this a beach. Really unusual in that there is 0 sand on this beach. It's nothing but rocks. And it's a really small beach. Here's something they have right here. And on this side as well, there's steps that go down, but below the water there, you can see, is just rocks. And you can sit right here. It's like sitting on a bench. And over there is another rock beach. So I have never seen a beach like this before. I wouldn't even call it a beach. And I am now standing on a water access transfer platform. The sign says there. That's what this is. That's what I'm standing on. Well, this is a really odd beach. Look at that. Nothing but rocks. And here on Lake Ontario, there is part of the harbor. I think maybe that's a private harbor, maybe connected with this big building that I guess is a hotel building. And they have their own beach right there, which is just rocks as well. And very, very windy here. Although I don't know how typical the wind is. Now this is a 2-story building. And this explains why it's called Richardson Beach. And it has restrooms and changing rooms in there. No showers, which you probably wouldn't need anyway because there's no sand that you would want to clean off of your body. Now this is nice. This sign explains various other things that are in the area of town here, and has a map of the area along the coast here. There's a Black Lion art piece, a cannon here, and then there's a big, I was going to call it a gazebo, but that's much bigger than a gazebo. They probably have entertainment there on special weekends. Well folks, this is the beach here at Richardson in the town of Kingston. It is what it is. And you have to pay to park here too. Well folks, I've got at least one more place to show you on this video. Well folks, I'm now at my last stop in Canada. And this is on the north side of the town of Gananoque. And this spot right here is also just a mile and a half of where I'm staying tonight, and I'll show you that in a minute or so. It's a small parking lot here right off of the highway. There's no sign that says so, but it's called Gray's Beach Lookout. And it's on Google Maps as Gray's Beach Lookout, so that makes it easy to find. And yes, here you can look out onto the St. Lawrence River, and it's about 20 miles north of where Lake Ontario ends at the town of Kingston. This is in a Thousand Islands area of the St. Lawrence River, and here the river is so wide that it looks like it's really part of Lake Ontario, which it kind of is, because it starts off at Lake Ontario and then it takes quite a while before the St. Lawrence River narrows down to what looks like an actual river and not a lake. And there is a small beach here. It's not rock, fortunately. It's not rock like the Kingston beach is. This is some pretty nice sand. You have a pretty good view of one island that's not too far away out there. So this would be actually a good beach to come to. It's small, if you don't mind a really small beach. It's got some rock there on the left side and a few what I would call boulders. But other than these really big boulders, and there's one big rock there, it really is a pretty decent beach. And there's a boat dock there. Good view of the St. Lawrence River just as it's converting from Lake Ontario to the river. It takes quite a while upstream before it narrows. And I bet the reason why this is called Gray's Beach Lookout is because of this view right here between the trees. So you can look out just above Gray's Beach. I'm just trying to find a variety of beaches to show you in this video. So I'm staying tonight at the Shorelines Casino, which is very RV friendly. They have this parking lot B that is specifically for RVs. So that's where I'm parked, and the casino has a pretty nice restaurant, reasonably priced, and they have free self-service drinks, which I like. And as you can see, there are 12 RVs here in this RV lot now. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments below. Good day folks.